Watching sharks is absolutely hypnotic. Did you just see them almost touch right there? I was absolutely inspired by my interaction when I got to swim with Caribbean reef sharks in Bimini, Bahamas, that I decided I'm going to make a cool pumpkin to memorialize that awesome event. So, dive in with me today along with my husband, and you will also see our upper management Zigman throughout the different videos, showcasing the entire process we do through carving a fake pumpkin. Before we get started, though, make sure that you've checked out the videos from the past where I showed you how to make a tracing from that photo and also how we pick the perfect pumpkin at Michael's store. It'll help you just get your ideas ready and get ready to dive into creating with us. Now, it's time to grab that pumpkin and get started. Once you have your tracing, you're going to want to cut it closest to the edge that you can, but giving enough border that you can apply the tape to it. Now, I use the Scotch tape, that way it doesn't have a lot of adhesive to it, and it won't tear off any of the sealant or whatever that is that they have put on this pumpkin itself. And just basically easy to get that stencil off in the long run. Now, I am going to line it up to make sure that it is the center of the pumpkin and not near the seams of the pumpkin. May seem self-explanatory, but you don't realize how many times I have made the mistake and gotten way too close to that seam. And after you carve it, it can make the pumpkin very fragile. It could possibly pop, on that edge. Or the biggest thing, it's just really hard to cut through. And then you're just sitting there wondering, why didn't I just look and see where the center of the pumpkin was? So I'm trying to save you those steps. Now, once I get into doing this, I am applying very light pressure, basically just putting a line in the pumpkin. I know that may sound redundant, but you'll understand it after you've done it. You could actually go all the way through the pumpkin if you wanted to, but that is so much work on your hand when the Dremel can do all that work for you in the next step. This is just giving yourself an outline to be easy able to follow and see in the different light versus a pencil drawing or something else. Now, all I do is I just go along the border of the stencil, and I'm just making sure that at the very top that the two fins are not touching completely and leave the pumpkin a little more protected. You want it to be more stable in the long run. You can have them connect, no problem with that with the light shining through it. It's just that this way it's with storage and moving it around and everything, you're not going to have that weak spot within it. So now, after it's all completely etched, you just peel off the tracing, see if there's anything that you've missed, and then it's time to head out and carve it. We personally love to use the Dremel rotary tool. It is amazing for steadiness. It doesn't jump around and we can get extremely fine details. Now, the one you're going to see in the video is an older model that we have had for many years, and it is old reliable for sure. We have actually invested in the newest model just because this one kind of is on its last leg. But I will tell you, invest in a great Dremel, but save money in the drill bits. We personally like the Dewalt one. We're not affiliated with anybody. This is just what we like to use. So thought we'd share where we save money in the long run. When he starts carving, he likes it at a speed of about 3, but you might want to play with it to find out where your comfort level is to make sure it's not going to get away with you or it's going too slow that it just starts to burn the styrofoam if you're staying in one spot. Now, first, he's just drilling out the hole on the bottom to put a tea light in it. Never ever use more than a 5-watt bulb. Highly recommend only using LED lights or fairy lights in this area. Now, we put the little areas for a finger hole, that way you can get in and out easily. I know that sounded super naughty, but just go with me on this. It just makes getting the light out if it falls in. So once he does that, he just knocks that part out of it and starts carving. With it, he's just going right around that line in super speed, but seriously, it takes a lot longer. He's just following the lines that I had etched, going around every single part of it and making sure that there is nothing missing where he's been bridging it, which when bridging means it's just making sure that the pieces aren't going to fall in on the pumpkin if they've gotten too close to each other. Now, he cut this all out in one single piece. We've been cutting these for a very long time, so he knows how to maneuver it, but don't freak out if it doesn't happen for you. But if it does, make sure you save those pieces because we can actually make a cool craft with them afterwards. All right, we've got a pumpkin carved. Now, you could just set it aside and say it's done. However, if you're like me, you want it to look nice and clean and professional. It's going to kind of just be like regular pumpkin guts. You don't want anything of a bad edge or the paint peeling or anything on this pumpkin to look bad. So I went and go get files at Harbor Freight. That comes in a pack of like 8 or 10 of them, and I use 3 of them distinctively, but you might find that you like different ones. I've just learned that the long square one actually will get me more of just all around areas, where the rounded tip one will get me, guess what, in the rounded areas. And the really sharp triangle tip one gets into the very, very fine details. I actually will use all 3 of them back and forth until I get everything nice and smooth, no jagged, sharp edges. That way it's safe for any fingers that go into it. And the biggest thing about it is that I actually spend more time cleaning the pumpkin than I do on etching it and carving it collectively. You'll actually notice in the final product that I went back in and rounded their snouts just a little bit more, so you can add a little more time to that cleaning up. But can you be refit? Or believe it, sorry, I had to do a C pun. We have created a unique shark pumpkin. And no one else is going to have that but us, because you are awesome to follow my page and make unique, cool crafts along the way. I hope you enjoyed diving into this lesson and that you might consider becoming a Patreon member. We're going to be doing live streams over on Discord of painting lessons. I'll be posting more in-depth lessons coming up soon. You get free reference photos and so much more. And you know what the upper manager is going to say. Stay swimming along. Make sure you please like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to join me over on those free and paid options on Discord and Patreon.